let's start with Alabama, man. When Vandy pulls off something like this, we gotta talk about it first and foremost. 40-35, they win this game. Field storming, Pavia drops a Vandy's effing lit on live television. It was crazy, right? I saw water bucket get dumped on, the ice bath get dumped on Clark Lee at the end of that game. Lifetime extension, all that good stuff. But Vandy is a really tough football team to prepare for. We tried to tell you this after they took Missouri into deep water. If you can't limit the chain-moving runs, is what I'm going to call these, the chain-moving runs, you are absolutely cooked. You're going to get dragged into deep water, and you're probably going to drown. 42 minutes of time of possession in this football game. How do you have 42 minutes of time of possession against Alabama? Well, you're 12 for 18. 12 for 18 on third down. They converted 2/3 of their third downs. But the most important part about that stat, guys, they had 18 third downs. They had 18 opportunities on third downs, meaning they're not playing a whole bunch of explosive football, guys. They are doing this. They are doing this and avoiding negative plays on your butt for an entirety of the possession. An entirety of the possession. That's what we call anaconda offense, ladies and gentlemen. Anaconda offense. 3 yards, cloud of dust. We are going to control this game. We are going to dictate this game. We are going to constantly stay ahead of the sticks. And when we get into 3rd and 2, by God, we're going to convert. I haven't gone through all of these third downs, but I would venture to say the 6 that they did not convert, I would venture to say they were 3rd and 5 plus. And the 12 that they did, I would venture to say majority of those were 3rd and 4 and minus. Right? When they had the full playbook and the ability to get to some of those chain-moving runs out there. Bama was 3 for 6 on third down. That is the dichotomy of this football game, ladies and gentlemen. 12 for 18, 3 for 6. All right? That was it right there. All right? And certainly, I'm going to get into some more stuff right here. It absolutely 1,000% helps that Vandy started with the ultimate start, right? 10-play drive, pick 6. 10-play drive, score. As soon as we get it, we're going to walk it and score it 75 yards. As soon as you get it, 3 plays, pick 6. 13-0, beautiful. Cannot ask for a better start in this football game than what Vandy had on display. Immediately getting that, 28,000, seat stadium lit. Immediate. 32,000 seat stadium, immediately getting that one hopped up. I got an LOL right here to start this football game. You want to talk about anaconda offense from Vandy? Check this out. 10 plays, touchdown, as soon as they touch it. 10 plays, 75 yards, tud. As soon as they get it back the next time, 17 plays, 75 yards, tud. All right, they get it back again. 18 plays, field goal, or 8 plays, field goal drive. So the first 3 plays of this football game, guys, accounted for 35 total snaps. 35 snaps in 3 series. That Alabama defense sucking wind. Absolutely sucking wind by the middle of this, second quarter, I would imagine. All right. So I'll probably bust out the tape on this one. I know people have already asked for it. That's how I know I got Bama fans hooked. I got Bama fans asking for film studies on what the hell happened and why can't we stop the run? What's all going on? What is going on? I'm going to get to it. But I can tell you what happened based off just watching this game in preview, right? Watching this game in highlights before the game or before the show today, which is my version of a game. Talked about that anaconda offense. That was the first half. The first half was, watch this here 3 yards in a cloud of dust. You're going to think we's playing 1945 football out the gun. That's what it felt like in the first half. And then the second half, Viper strikes, baby. Viper strikes from the Vanderbilt Commodores. Stuff that I didn't think was possible, all right, from this offense. The second half of this football game was explosive air raid. Like, they were driving the ball down the field. The touchdown right there to start the fourth quarter, Pavia rolling left, clicks through the first 2 reads. Boom, boom. Comes all the way back to the backside post on click 3 and drops one into a bucket. All right, and at that point in the football game, I would imagine when we go to look at it on the tape, Alabama's probably dedicating so many eyes and bodies to the box that it was inevitable that Vandy was going to get to this Viper strike offense at some point, right? So it's awesome that Vandy's able to 3 yards and cloud of dust this thing. The reason they couldn't put Missouri to bed when they had the opportunity to, not just the field goals, it was the fact that they were settling for field goals, right? This Alabama defense gave up touchdowns and explosive ones in the second half. That was certainly the difference. The other difference, all right, let's flip over to the Alabama on the other side of the ball. Alabama fans that watch this program, this is who you are offensively. I have told you this. Look at this drive chart. You want to see what boom or bust looks like? You want to see what boom or bust plays out like in a football game when you have this style of offense? Check this out. 3 plays, pick. 7 plays, touchdown. 3 plays, punt. 9 plays, touchdown. Halftime. 5 plays, touchdown. 3 plays, punt. 4 plays, touchdown. 3 plays, fumble. 8 plays, touchdown. Bottom line, you are either scoring now or you are giving it back right now. So you combine the fact that you are an offense that's never going to control the clock, right? We all can see that. They didn't even try to close or control the clock up 28 points against Georgia last week. So they're not going to be a control the clock offense. You combine that, they're scoring, that's great. But you combine that with the fact that your defense can't get the hell up off the field. You might want to be able to sustain some offense at some point in the season. You know what I mean? Like, it's great that you can just quick start an offense, score on 75 plays in one play, but your defense just got off the field for 17 plays. Like, we might want to create some type of other version of this offense that can create some type of sustainability. Now, you talking about a crash out. It's gone viral. The Malachi Moore clips have gone viral, and we'll talk about that in a second. But this Alabama defense not being able to get off the field, you know what that looks like to me? 17 play drives. All right, 12 for 18 on third downs. An inability to stop the run without dedicating a shitload of bodies to the box. Explosive runs off of RPOs and explosive runs off of option looks. That looks like a defense to me, if I were to say, probably didn't get enough live looks at that offense during the week, if I'm going to be honest. And what I've talked to Alabama people about since last week's win over Georgia was that this Alabama football team doesn't necessarily practice very hard. All right? They practice clean. They practice really, really efficient. They practice in the morning. They practice fast. They practice professional. They practice fun. All right? But what they don't do is bang and clang like most college football teams do. They are not doing Bloody Tuesdays at Alabama right now under Kalen DeBoer. And it is great that there was a culturistic change between what Saban was running and what DeBoer does. I think that's great, and I've said that, because you couldn't do what Saban does. You can't walk in there and be a Saban clone and not do it as well as Coach used to do it, because your players are going to look at you and say, hey, man, you're just trying to be a really crappy version of what we just had. All right, so it's awesome that they have a cultural change. But it's also going to lead to stuff like this every once in a while. Because in my opinion, and again, we're going to watch the tape, but going into it, my preconceived notion on watching that game is that Alabama defense was not prepared for the live looks that they were going to get in that football game. And that comes on Tuesday. That cannot come on Saturday night when we're trying to make adjustments on the fly. All right, so we're going to get to that. Now, let's talk about the Malachi Moore stuff. First of all, the analyst should have seen something on the first play when he slams the quarterback's head into the turf. Then, the fact that he didn't come off the field was probably the bigger concern for me. Yes, you have a senior out here crashing out, doing some wild stuff on national television in a football game that you're already about to lose. Not a good look. Way worse look that he sat there and waved that coaching staff off. That nobody over there had his respect enough to get him off the field. That is something I'm paying attention to moving forward. That's all. All right, because the rest of the stuff can be fixed, I think. You got to practice harder. You definitely got to be prepared for run game looks, which in my opinion, that's what it looked like. Again, haven't looked at the tape, just watched the game. We're going to see. We're going to see what the tape looks like when we break it down this week, because I know people are looking forward to it and wondering what the hell happened.